I didn't know that. Oh, look, it's a chocolate river.
Oh, look, it's some painted cardboard. Wow! You guys remember the childhood classic movie, Willy Wonka? Actually, what's the deal with Willy Wonka? Is it like public domain? Charlie and the Chocolate Factory will enter public domain on January 1st, 2060. How did they get away with this? I'm so confused. Anyway, what's this video about? I feel like a majority of you watching probably heard about this because the only reason I'm making a video about this, I don't typically make videos about topical things like this, but everyone requested that I cover this Willy Wonka event, scam, experience. What do you call this? This is very weird. But before we can go any further, I have to let you know that today's video is sponsored by G Fuel. Chadtronic is brought to you by G Fuel, a natural energy drink formula that is a healthy alternative to sugar-loaded energy drinks that is both delicious and has no crash. Get it in powder, get it in a can, use code CHAD at checkout while the promotion lasts. All right, let's see what this is about. Here's a news report on it from News Nation.
Come with me and you'll be in a world of pure imagination.
Okay, I'm sure every kid dreamed of having a chance to enter a world filled with candy, like the scene from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. So when people bought into an immersive Willy Wonka experience, what actually happened?
Oh my God, Nick, it was amazing. Well, despite the fact that there was no botulism-laced chocolate river.
What's with this camera work? From pure imagination to pure disappointment. This is great camera work. Good job, News Nation.
There was nothing there. They spent $44. A lot of parents took their kids out of school and they were like, we're gonna go to this immersive experience. And OMG, I'm sure you got the photos of what really happened. It was an empty hangar, like an airport hangar, with like maybe a mushroom in the corner. The kids got a few jelly beans, and it was the parents rioted. Basically, they called the cops. They're like, "What the heck? Come on, this is nuts!"
People called the cops of all things. What do they expect the cops to actually do? Just come down and lock up the gates? What are people call the cops about everything, man? Oh my God, Facebook is down. 911. Oh wait, it's back up.
I used to look upon myself as rational and strong, and love was just a word in silly songs.
But you know what? There were some clues, because on the original invite, it said that the organizers were not involved with Willy Wonka at all.
Well, okay, that explains my first question. Was they did not have permission to use this intellectual property, but did so anyway. So yeah, maybe somebody should be arrested. So this is really like everyone got tricked into going to a bootleg Willy Wonka event. Interesting.
You know, no other factory in the world mixes its chocolate by waterfall. But it's the only way if you want it just right.
Those are the images parents had in mind when they took their families to the Willy Wonka experience in Scotland.
Oh, so wait a minute. It was called Willy's Chocolate Experience? Okay, come on. That's... Who fell for that? Why would you fall for this? This looks so terrible from the get-go. I don't know how bad I feel for the people that got roped into this. It was so obviously a bootleg thing from the very beginning. House of Illuminati? Really? Sounds like some kind of like cult gathering than it would be a family experience with like the most obvious AI generated images ever. I guess a lot of families are still like kind of unfamiliar with the concept of AI, so I could see how some people would have fell for this. But I mean, just look at these images. They don't even look real. It's like concept art. Like none of this is physical looking props that exist. It's just like an illustration. So even if you are like unfamiliar with AI, this should have been like a warning sign, really.
The advertisement spoke of cascading chocolate fountains and giant mushrooms filled with sweets, but instead they got this.
So you get nothing!
A nearly empty warehouse.
We got in, there was maybe 20 chairs, something like that. A few tables, a half-inflated bouncy castle.
A sad-looking Oompa Loompa standing next to a half-finished science project.
And we were all just kind of looking at each other and just in disbelief, really.
One parent telling ABC his kids were given a jelly bean and a half cup of limeade. No chocolate to be found.
Wait, what was this called? Wasn't it called Chocolate Experience or something? Willy's Chocolate Experience, and there was no chocolate? Okay, even if I was knowingly going to a bootleg Willy Wonka event that had chocolate in the name, I would at least expect that. Can't put chocolate in the name and not even give chocolate to anybody, come on.
And my little girl, she's only 4, she was dressed up and as Willy Wonka and everything, so she was really looking forward to it, and she was quite disappointed.
Even Paul Connell, the man hired to play Wonka, says he was duped.
I was very excited, and then I received the script. The reaction to the event itself, understandably, people are outraged. Kids were really let down, and like that's not okay.
The event organizer House of Illuminati, which advertises extraordinary events and immersive experiences, instead shutting down the event midday.
What the frick is this haunted house looking character? I've read and heard about this character. Everyone seems to be pretty obsessed with it. It's like a non-canon character. It was like made by the AI and then like assigned a role at the event called The Unknown, which is like the most like Harry Potter infused Willy Wonka character. It looks like the Death Eaters from Harry Potter at Universal Studios. I mean, the fun, like, little character interaction, it's kind of neat. But when this camera pans around and look at everything else going on, there really isn't anything going on. It's kind of just people standing around with some large props sitting in a very large open space. I guess I can see why people got pretty upset with this. It's basically like a really crappy art exhibit. I'm getting big, like, church event vibes. I do feel bad for the character actors because it sounds like from behind the scenes, since a lot of them have spoken out, they did care about putting on a good show, but I mean, you can only polish a turd so much. I just can't get over this image. This is gonna go down in internet meme history. If there's anything to be actually learned from this, is that there is very obviously a demand for some kind of a Willy Wonka experience, some kind of Willy Wonka event. Someone who like actually has the rights to do this should, I think, put something together, because like, look at the turnout.
I don't know. Oh look, it's a chocolate river.
Oh look, it's some painted cardboard. Wow! I genuinely believe that one of the biggest weaknesses of this event is the venue, because it's just like, they didn't have enough props, or it looks like they didn't think much about the layout of the event. There's just so much empty space. If this were just like in a smaller, maybe more themed appropriately area or venue or building or something, like the appeal this would have been at least a little better. It's just like everywhere you turn, you just look at nothing but a giant gray concrete floor. Okay. Wow, that looks terrible. Again, no chocolate in sight. It's just like some sweet tarts on a metal tray. This is bad. What is this? This looks terrible. Oh wait, no, wait a minute. There's a chocolate like fondue fountain back there. But yeah, none of this is like exclusive to an event. You could just go to the grocery store and buy anything that's on this table. The presentation is just awful.
Oompa Loompa Doompity Duped?
Fire that person. Oompa Loompa Doopity Duped?
Oompa Loompa Doompity Duped? A Willy Wonka festival in Glasgow, Scotland has been dubbed on social media as the Fire Festival for Kids, after families were left massively disappointed by the event.
Did they have like a fog machine to like try and create atmosphere? It looks so sad. It just looks like a fire is being started somewhere.
Indulge in a chocolate fantasy like never before.
These like AI generated backdrops are so pathetic. They like didn't even make them big enough. Anyone standing in front of this is gonna be like almost taller than the banner itself. Like they didn't They didn't even print out big enough backdrops for these. Why do I feel like these were made simply just to like skirt liability for the usage of the images on the website? Because it's like a random TV sitting next to this, not being used for anything in particular. Well, that about concludes this video. Thank you all for watching. In case you missed it, I posted an update for my game Poglings. We're really trying to get the wish list up, so if you haven't wish listed the game on Steam, we would really appreciate it if you could do so. And thank you, of course, to obviously who already has. All right, that's it. Like, comment, subscribe, and all that jazz. Go get yourself some chocolate or something, for God's sake.